One of the biggest challenges in delivering, evaluating, and investing for results is a lack of good quality, trusted impact data. To count what matters, we need high-definition data with crypto-economic proof of impact. What if you could track and value the impact of your contributions on people and the planet? Introducing IXO, the blockchain for impact. Driven by data and optimized by AI, IXO provides a trusted global information network that is owned by everyone. This enables you to become the creator of your own impact projects and a stakeholder in the projects you believe in. The IXO protocol ensures that impact claims are verified with the help of intelligent evaluation oracles. Verified data is a valuable digital asset and is minted as an impact token. This enables us to value what counts. Now you can watch projects around the world grow in value as they generate proof of impact. In the time you took to watch this video, IXO could have verified exponential impacts across the world, enabling people like Nahal to have a future. If this is the impact we can have in 90 seconds, imagine what we can do together to achieve the global goals to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure prosperity for everyone by 2030.
The flagship of which is a deal that we have closed with the Ministry of Education containing 5 million students using a technology called PRISM integrated in the Cardano blockchain. Every one of these students will have a digital ID called a DID, and that DID carries with it metadata that will travel with them throughout their entire academic life, and like those who left Facebook's clutches of the university into the real world, will actually follow them into the economic world. So as they graduate, as they go into the economy, eventually this infrastructure can be used for property, for payments, for voting, and all other manners of their economic life. And what's beautiful about this evergreen deal is it's extensible. Our priorities and goals are directly aligned with the vision and priorities and goals of the Ethiopian government. In a recently published doctrine of Ethiopia 2025, there was a bold vision to digitize the country on 4 pillars, the first of which was a national ID system. It is our belief that the work we have done here with PRISM and Cardano for these 5 million students will inevitably grow to be an inspiration and perhaps the system for 107 million Ethiopians, allowing them for the first time to globalize on equal terms with the United States, the European Union, China, and other modern developed economies. In addition to this system goes far beyond just identity. Our belief is that it can be used to help people procure jobs, to help people prove their skills, because the system can verify credentials, the system can verify certificates, the system can be used for a litany of activities which are required for people to understand who are credible actors to deal with and who have earned the right to have a job.
Analyzing and understanding the big data of human capital. Several months ago, the Department of Defense open sourced a specification for experiential data. That is the data of people doing, learning, working within connected environments. And we developed a commercial platform based on that specification. Back in December, we were invited to present work that we were doing in the gathering of simulation data from flight simulators and game engines at the annual ITSEC Military Training Simulations Conference. What we did is demonstrated the ability to draw data out of a flight simulator in a format that was interoperable with wearable data. That we were collecting biometric data at the same time via Android Wear. So we were able to gather biometric data, heart rate, movement among participants in the simulation, while at the same time gathering the simulation data, bringing it together in a unified common format and visualizing it live. The ability to triangulate different forms of data to help you to identify patterns, trends, behaviors that otherwise might be less intuitive But the ability to passively make the tracking of human performance and business performance a part of expectation of what it means to be a worker, to contribute to an organization, to be able to have technologies that provide that in a passive, behind-the-scenes, very integrated, job-embedded format that actually shows the real work, the real life of what people are doing. That's the special offering that XAPI brings to the table. The integration of XAPI technologies into the day-to-day, all of the operational technology within an organization makes that ability to gather and that ability to analyze and then make decisions based on what people are doing and how they're performing. That makes it a lot more special. We've built a data architecture that puts its arms around where the world is going.
That there was no equivalent of what I would call health records for students. And that is a father of 3 now. There was no repository of everything that I would want to know about my kid from when they entered school and when they left school. We have access to students of every age. We have access to parents. We have access to teachers, administrators, and we have lots of data. There's a lot of things that you all can come up with, whether it's games, or whatnot, to focus on the big 5 or a broader set, and we can start to attribute the big 5 to different characteristics, whether it's grades or behaviors, or to all the demographics of a kid, to absences. I mean, literally, we can track just about anything in the classroom.
So we're a software company, okay? We are not researchers, we're not scientists, and we're trying to bridge the gap between conversations that happen here and average teachers that are doing the work that we hope they're doing in classrooms every single day. So what we're trying to do is, in some cases, replace some of these logos that you see, and then in other cases, incorporate the data into one platform. Now, would it be cool, like we heard from a gentleman from MIT, to have like devices that the kids could wear? Of course. I don't know any school district that's going to let that happen. And we serve K-12 school systems. Now, if we think about where the future is, are they going to be open to that? Hopefully so, and that'd be really cool, because then we don't have to have observed behavior, but nonetheless, we have a spot for it. The point is, every organization can determine what they care about. Now, the likelihood that, as a former middle school principal in the suburbs of Chicago, I'm going to tell parents that we're tracking their kids' neuroticism? No.
But do we know how the brain makes, quote, mind? No, we don't. If we don't know how the thing that we're affecting works, well, the beauty of it is the tools that we develop help us to understand that. So the issue here is that there's something ticking away within your cranium that makes you, you. If I'm able to in some way assess and affect this thing that is in at least some way demonstrably and perhaps to a large extent responsible for making you, you, your persona, your thoughts, your hopes, your dreams, well, look at the power that can yield. We like to talk about influencing hearts and minds, but this is a question of influencing brains to influence hearts to then influence minds. To being able to utilize ever more sophisticated anatomical and molecular probes to understand the brain at a variety of ever more nuanced and granular levels, and ultimately to not even have to intervene with the actual structure of the brain, but to be able to assess the brain in real time, utilizing convergent forms of neuroimaging coupled to a host of neuroelectrophysiological techniques. This is something that fits in the palm of your hand. Every hope, every dream, every thought, every aspiration, everything you love, everything you hate, fits in that organ. Everything that humanity has ever done and will be is a consequence of that organ's function. Once again, we're talking about power. Our brains develop as a consequence of their embodiment in me. So what the brain sciences are helping to do is to figure out both what brains have in common and what brains have in difference. Now, the beauty of that is, through the iterative use of big data, what we're able to do is to create large-scale patterns, maps, atlases of not only individual brains, but groups of brains, and use these things comparatively and normatively. The more we know, the bolder we go. Creates an opportunity to affect the way humans think, feel, and behave on a variety of levels. And those levels don't only extend within the individual organism, in other words, being able to affect thought, emotion, behavior with regard to ranging all the way from the synaptic to our social interactions individually. But it also allows us to then exert certain levels of intellectual assessment, knowledge acquisition, and control about human relations on the individual to cohort to group to community to local, regional, even global scale.
So you're logged into the Ledger right now. Tell us what you're doing.
So I'm thinking about taking some courses to boost my Ledger profile. Mandarin or virtual reality programming, I'm kind of torn. I can make a lot more money doing VR programming, but it's going to cost me a lot more to get my skills up to the level where people are going to hire me. On the other hand, there are a lot of Mandarin translating gigs, even at my current level. And EduBlocks are cheap enough that I could pay for them myself. But I don't even know if it's worth it. The jobs don't pay that much, and honestly, virtual reality is my passion. So right now, I'm looking at investor offers. So here, you have someone who's willing to pay people like me to take a VR programming intensive course. The deal is, I have to give up 10% of my income for any VR programming that I log into the Ledger for the next 5 years. What do you think? Should I do it?